not just the internet, but also the web of life that holds us all, feeds us all, supports us all, and for your part and my part in returning the favor. Today, as I think about the food I had for breakfast and the land that I walk on, I'm remembering all those who came before me, who are part of the vast web of support that we all share. Right now, I'd like to invite you into part of my web of support. My wonderful music director, Amber Darlin, will lead us in with song. Enjoy.
Well, good morning, everyone. So nice to have you here today. Let's sing Staying on Spirit together. Woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind staying on Spirit. Oh yeah, we're walking and talking with my mind staying on Spirit. Walking and talking with my mind staying on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on Spirit. You can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on Spirit. Oh no, you can't blame your neighbor with your mind staying on Spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind staying on Spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Bellingham Center for Spiritual Living. And wherever you might be tuned in today, if you're live with us, this is a great time to say hello to everyone and let us know in the comments on YouTube or Facebook. And if you're not seeing this live, we're just glad you're tuned in whenever you're tuned in. Let's go ahead and sing this next song together. We are indeed in the right place at the right time. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Well, you all are so welcome here, and we are going to move on to some prayer by our practitioner of the day.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so glad that you could be here with us and that we could be together to welcome this wonderful celebration that we're about to continue experiencing with Dr. Andrea's talk. I will be saying this prayer in first person, making I statements, and I offer it knowing the truth for me, and I offer it for all those who are willing and eager to accept it for themselves. Join me now in knowing the gigantic and powerful, eternal, magnificent presence and power, the one presence and power in this universe is ever with us, is ever present in everything. I open wide and I am eager with a feeling of celebration as I embrace this knowing, the joyful celebration of spirit within. I know that in times of great joy, the power that I am feeling, the movement of energy within all, is the joy, is the peace, is the love, is the presence. I open to knowing this in myself, and I open to seeing it in everything, the flower blooming and reaching to the sky, the waters trickling over the stones in the river and the creeks, the beautiful look of love in the face and eyes of every individual, the diversity of every single creative thing. It is unique, it is powerful, and it is beauty and joy that I see, that I embrace. And this morning, with the winds here in Bellingham, whistling and blowing and creaking the windows, and the cloudiness in the sky, I looked out and I realized that I could see the two rainbows yesterday that I witnessed covering the sky over Bellingham. And that reminded me of the power and presence, the awesomeness of that power and presence always, regardless of what the sky may look like on the surface. The beauty and power is there. I rejoice in this knowing, I embrace it, and I go forward being awestruck every moment with this deep, powerful, beautiful presence. I release these words into the law, knowing that they are so, and so it is. Thank you.
And so it is. Thank you, Wanda. That was beautiful. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open, I am awake, There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Let's sing that again together. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Well, friends, I wrote a new song, and I'm very excited to share it with you all. This song is it was inspired by my 8-year-old, and I thought it was very fitting for the talk today, reuniting with awe, and the quote that Dr. Andrea is referring to today is all about sort of how little ones, are just so completely mesmerized by the world, and they're constantly in this state of imagination and just awestruck by everything around them, and they just have this wonder about the world. And so this song is an ode to an 8-year-old, and it's all about holding on to that wonder and being inspired by those around us, and if you are grown and you have figured out how to find delight every day and be awestruck, and create that as a practice. Oh, that's awesome. It's what I aspire to do every day. So here we go. She's got a wooden box full of treasures and a drawer full of leaves, feathers and rocks and chestnuts she's found underneath the neighborhood trees. She's got an oven full of mud pies and a salad made of sticks. She's making soup for a feast, and she's invited us all to show up for the main dish. May she never lose her wonder, may she never lose her zest, may she always act on her visions, knowing joy in the moment. She's got an infinite source of ideas, no shame making it up on the spot. Anything she finds at the ready, creating what she wants with whatever she's got. May she never lose her wonder, may she never lose her zest, may she always act on her visions, knowing joy in the moment. May she never lose her wonder, may she never lose her zest, may she always act on her visions, knowing joy in the moment. She's making castles out of cardboard and kitchens out of snow. She's holding tight to imagination, even as she grows. May she never lose her wonder, may she never lose her zest. May she always act on her visions, knowing joy in the moment. She's got an oven full of mud pies and a salad made of sticks. She's making soup for a feast, and she's invited us all to show up for the main dish. Let's sing, may we never lose our wonder. May we never lose our wonder. May we never lose our zest. May we always act on our visions, knowing joy in the moment. She's making castles out of cardboard and kitchens out of snow. She's holding tight to imagination, even as she grows.
Well, welcome again, and thank you for being here. We're glad you're here with us. Today I wanted to talk about our overall theme, which is on the brink of everything, and how we can reunite with awe and wonder. And I wanted to start with a very familiar poem. Many of you have seen this if you're on social media. Through the dark days of this pandemic, people would post this poem. It has a universal, eternal quality to it that speaks to different parts of our nature. So join me in hearing once again the piece of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. And for a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. I think that might be the first time I've made it through that poem without crying. Came close. So the part of that poem, every piece of this poem is so precisely beautiful. But the one that captured me right now, because I feel like our world is on the brink of everything now, that the pandemic, although still raging all over the world, we're finding solutions, we're finding ways to change and be together once more in the coming months and years. And so we're on that brink. And so the part of the poem that caught me, and for a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free, that part. And for me, the whole spiritual journey is about freedom. Freedom from constricted ways of living, constricted ways of thinking, constricted ways of relating with people. That the hope and the promise of walking a spiritual path, really, no matter what tradition you are following, is that in working with the spiritual laws and practices and principles that path invites us into, that we become freer and freer and more illumined from within with the divine. And so that freedom is what I'm interested in. I don't know about you, but very much so. And so I'm noticing the ways that freedom sneaks into my daily life. And I wanted to talk about that and about my own experience as well as others in a couple of different ways. I was telling the practitioners who are here that I was being shown all these different snapshots of different things that I've encountered this week. And so you're getting kind of a collage of Dr. Andrea's life, but also a collage of being on the brink of everything and how to be free in it. So So one of the first things that I wanted to show you was an actual picture. And so I'm going to ask my sound tech, Deb Dole, if she wouldn't mind popping that picture up. There it is. And I don't know if you can see it well, but this is my little granddaughter, Lulu. And Lulu just started walking. She's 17 months old. And in her hand, she has 3 rocks. And she's glued to those rocks. She thinks they're the most awesome things in the entire world. And she's at the beach walking for the very first time. And so there's magic all around her as she discovers the cold wetness of water and sand that mix together, and the magic of stones and shells and birds flying overhead. And so that picture for me as a grandmother was a picture of our original freedom that you and I all had at one point in our lives. No matter how dysfunctional and wacky our family might have turned out to be, there was a moment in all of our growing up that, just like Lulu, we encountered the world with this complete awe-inspiring freshness of sight and expression, and everything was new, and everything just led to more of everything, and it was a state of being that I wish all sacred humans could have all the time. And so that picture captures for me what I'm interested in feeling now in my 60s, and what I'm interested in conveying to you, because for me, that sense of wild awe, that sense of encountering life anew and new and new is not lost simply because we grow up, but it does get covered over with the miasma of concerns and worries and doubts and fears, just like Wendell Berry was saying. When I wake in the night, afraid for my own life and the lives of my children, in despair, you know, I don't know very many adults that have walked the world without, from time to time, visiting despair and fear. And so how does that all belong in a recaptured sense of Lulu Bell's freedom? How do we retain the awe and wonder of our young years in the now of our lives? And so that's a question I've been walking with for a long time on the spiritual path. And so I have some answers because I've been asking the question and Spirit's been answering. So one of them I found in one of Ernest Holmes' books. Ernest Holmes is the founder of the Science of Mind philosophy that this center is a part of. And this is what he says: our highest satisfaction, now think about that, our highest satisfaction comes from our union with the invisible life, finding such an inward wholeness that all sense of fear, doubt, and uncertainty vanishes. So that's the first clue in recapturing awe and wonder and being fresh in our lives, no matter what age we are, is this recognition that we are in union with an invisible life that has nothing to do with doubt, fear, or any other miasma of emotion that may be trying to keep us from feeling joy and awe. I was thinking about my years as a therapist. This is another snapshot that came through. And, you know, therapists often work with people who are not happy. You may have noticed. It took me a while to really, that it didn't dawn on me right at first becoming a therapist that I'd be working pretty much with unhappy people. And, and so that was like a recognition that led me to leave therapy at a certain point. But while I was working with people, it was a real honor to work with people who were really going through difficult times. And coming as I had as a minister of the Science of Mind into that profession, I had this whole view of the possibilities that any sacred human might have for having a different experience than the unhappiness of the present moment. But I remember encountering anxiety and depression and grief and realizing and recognizing that those were not bad expressions. They were simply one expression that a sacred human would move through, and that what was difficult was when we got trapped in those things, trapped in anxiety so that anxiety became a way of life, trapped in depression so that we never ever moved into joy, trapped in grief, which is understandable for a time when we've lost someone dear to us, but trapped an experience that grief needs to bind us in. And so I began to ask the question, how do we be free? How do we be free? How does someone who's experiencing these states be free? And so part of what I realized is it's really an inside job. No surprise, right? If you're listening here, you know that already. And that was captured by something that happened this week. I heard two real stories. They were about the vaccinations that are going on for the COVID-19 virus. And the first story I heard was about a nurse. And the nurse was a nurse that had been practicing in COVID wards in the hospital. And she was a first line person to receive the vaccine because of the dangerous nature of her work around the virus. And so she received the vaccine, and as she received it, she was overwhelmed with grief. And when she was asked, what's the grief? She said, for all the people that didn't make it this far, who lost their lives from a virus that now we have solutions for. And she wept. And in the same week, I heard another story. And this story was quite different. It was from, I've been holding a Zoom coffee hour for anyone that wants to come on Tuesday mornings. And so one of my regular folks went to get the vaccine with her husband. And they've been completely isolated from their family from the time the pandemic shut us all in. And so they received their vaccines together, the vaccinations together. And as they walked out from receiving their vaccinations, they literally were in ecstasy. They were in this ecstatic state that lasted for hours and hours. And, when asked, well, what was that about? And they said, we can see our grandchildren, we can see our children, we're free. And both from the same thing. And those two stories wound together in my mind because it's important to understand that there is nothing wrong with having difficult experiences and difficult emotional states. There's nothing wrong with passing through doubt or fear or uncertainty or depression or anxiety or grief. Nothing. And there's nothing wrong with being ecstatic in the moment of feeling the freedom that actually is our birthright and is right there. Now, the question is, did they need the vaccination to feel grief? Did they need the vaccination to feel free? And I don't think either of them would say, yes, we needed that. No, they didn't need it, but it was a place, an opening. And that's why I bring you those two stories. Because for me, what I've discovered about living more and more freely in the world is that the openings are daily, hourly, moment by moment, when we are aware of them. The trick is how to be aware of them. So another snapshot that showed itself to me, I hope this is making sense to you, it is to me. I was standing in my kitchen. I'm a very early riser. And this time of year where I live, the light is just starting to return into the sky before 8. And it was early. It was 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. And there was light showing up outside just a little bit. And I had made myself a cup of tea. And for whatever reason, that opening was there and I took it. And I was standing there in my pajamas, making this tea, looking out at the light returning to the sky. And I looked down, and in that liminal light that was showing, it illuminated the steam coming up from my cup. And I was mesmerized for a moment by the beauty of this whole experience. The spring returning, the light returning into the sky in the mornings, the beauty of having a warm cup of tea, the steam rising, me awake in the world. It was all, there was no thought in it. I'm describing it, but there's no thought in it. It was just free in that moment, awake in that moment. And later that same day, I was walking in a park. And we have some gorgeous parks where I live, and this one's a really big park. And I was walking under these tall trees, and all of a sudden, there was, have you ever heard the expression, a murder of crows? There was a murder of crows, meaning that there was a huge, huge flock of crows, and something was really upsetting them. It could have been an eagle. I couldn't see what it was, but there were literally, the sky was full of crows flying and cawing and circling and making a huge ruckus. And I'm under the trees looking up, and it's another one of those opening moments where time froze, it went away, and I was just there in the world with the crows, with the trees, with myself there. So for me, the teaching here that I wanted to convey today is that we're always on the brink of everything. And we're always in a position, if we're awake, for an opening into the world that is timeless and free and filled with awe and wonder. It's always there. Even in the most difficult of moments, it's there. But we do have to be present with it to experience that incredible oneness with all life, the awe and wonder of being a sacred human on this amazing planet. So as I was thinking about all this, and I was getting this picture of Lulu with her mommy writing underneath that photo, I'm remembering the awesomeness of rocks through her. And that's another piece of the puzzle here, in terms of if you want to be free, as I do, is we can let other people help us remember. We can let dogs help us remember, and cats help us remember, and horses help us remember. We can let a stream help us remember, and trees. We can let a child or an old person. We can actually seek out those moments through being in relationship with life. And so that's what I actually brought to my therapy patients, was a reminder that the moment is there, but we have to bring ourselves to it. The moment of freedom from depression or anxiety or doubt or fear or grief, uncertainty is there. And bringing ourselves into that may require of us a reaching out, because those states cover us up and they're like a wet blanket that holds us down if we're not careful. So we actually have to do some effort to move toward freedom. So there are several ways I do that. You've heard about all the ways I encountered it this week. But I wanted to specifically tell you the practices that I've been doing for years that have assisted me in being more fully present and awake. The first is I have focused on the spiritual practice of love for decades. What does that mean? I've focused on really paying attention to loving the world and loving other people and loving myself. And am I perfect at that? No. I still get caught over and over again. And yet, because it's a spiritual practice, even in those moments I'm caught, I'm reminded to look for the lovable, to look for the love in something, and to especially look for the love here. So that's a spiritual practice for me, and I don't talk about it very much because for a long time it just seemed to be the way I was, and then I realized, no, that's a practice that I've been doing forever. The next one is a practice that's very, very popular in the world. My teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, was responsible for bringing it into popularity with many other Buddhist instructors through the decades that we've been through. But it's the practice of mindfulness. And what is that practice? For those of you who maybe have never done it, really, it's the practice of being awake in the moment. That's what it is. And the way we practice it is we take the things that are most habituated in us, washing the dishes, making the bed, doing the laundry, taking the trash out, cleaning the bathroom, the simple, repetitive things that we do, driving to work, sitting in front of our computer, driving a car, anything that we do habitually, we begin to turn it into a place, an opportunity for practicing being fully awake in it. So instead of just washing the dishes and not being there, just wanting to get it done so that you can go on to something else, it's being fully present with the bubbles and the sponge and the dish, and fully focused in the incredible, amazing opportunity that we have to have fresh water and hot water and all kinds of things like that. So mindfulness has been a practice of mine as well. Coupling mindfulness and love together has been profound for me. It's allowed me to love people that I never, ever could have loved in my earlier years. It's allowed me to love myself in ways that I wasn't sure I could ever attain. And more than anything, it's allowed me to be free in the world, free to love being here. And I must say that loving being here is really what Wendell Berry was speaking to in that wonderful poem. I rest in the grace of the world and am free. I am wishing you grace in this day. I'm wishing you an opening to feel the freedom that you are and that you have. And so I'll do a short prayer for that, and we will move into the next part of our service. Join me. I rest in the grace of the one mind, the one spirit that is in the world, operating through the world, operating through me and all life. As I rest in the grace of this, my heart and mind are awakened. And awake to the grace, I am set free again and again from limited ideas, limited ways of being, habitual forms of action that don't serve me. Awakened in this way, I become freer and freer with each passing moment, every day, a new, incredible moment of awe and wonder. I find myself loving my life and loving life in all of its many different expressions, even the difficult ones. I see them as precious. And I experience love awakened in my heart in times of difficulty in myself and in other people. And that love informs me in ways to be even freer. So with deep gratitude for being awake and staying awake, for the freedom that is offered and the grace of the world that I have been born into, I'm so grateful. And I release this prayer, knowing that that gratitude for love and freedom are operating in me and anyone listening all the time. And so it is. All right. So I wanted to tell you now a few things that are happening in our center here in Bellingham via Zoom that you may want to be a part of. Today, for example, at noon today, Wanda, our practitioner of the day, and Sandy Zeitel, our board member of the day, are joining together to lead a Zoom discussion about what I spoke about today. And you are welcome to come and be a part of that discussion. We would love to have you. You can receive the Zoom link by going to our website, CSL Bellingham, and you'll find in the calendar a link to today's Zoom discussion. If you can't find it, feel free to email our office and we will send you the link out if you can't find it any other way. A couple of other things happening this week you may want to be a part of. This coming Friday is our Sacred Women's Circle, and we would love you to attend and be a part of that. We're doing it by Zoom, and it starts at 6 o'clock. You'll find the link in our calendar as well. And then next Sunday, the men's group meets at noon. And same thing, the Zoom link is available to you. We'd love you to be a part of the men's circle and enjoy those discussions. And then also next Sunday, March 14th at 4 p.m., our Victory Garden meeting is happening. And what is a Victory Garden? If you're new to our center or you're listening from afar, our Bellingham Food Bank started a number of years ago inviting local gardeners to dedicate a part of their garden and call it a Victory Garden and grow food for the food bank. So we've been doing that for a number of years under the incredible leadership of Carol Stegman, who's now ably assisted not only by Mary Teasdale, but Marie, she's got a hyphenated name, there we go, Metivier de Masters. And all of these folks are master gardener types, and they've been growing with the help of many of you this incredible motherlode of organic vegetables for the food bank. So they're in the planning stages for this year, and they'd love you to join and help plan. So the Zoom link is available on our website, and it's at 4 p.m. this coming Sunday. And any of you who have a green thumb or would like one are welcome to come. I also wanted to let you know about our annual general meeting. This is something that our overall organization, Centers for Spiritual Living, has each of their centers do once a year. Ours is happening on March 28th, Sunday, after the service at noon. We will be doing it by Zoom, and we have a wonderful PowerPoint that's been created by one of our practitioners, Andrea Wood, showing you all the things that we did this last year. And then I'll be talking about what the plan is for this year, including what the plan is for opening the center so that people can come and attend in person again. So we'll be talking about all that on the 28th at noon. Hope you can come. We also have a couple of groups that are meeting that are very interesting groups, and one of them is the Earth Stewards Committee. They've taken one of our core values, which is that we are dedicated and committed to being good stewards of our land, our finances, and the world. And they are bringing you a book study that starts at the end of this month, March 31st, but you need to register for it by March 17th. And it's a book study on a new book that's been put out by two incredible women. One is a marine biologist and a policy expert, and the other is a teacher and a strategist. And they are very interested in looking at solutions for how we can work to bring the earth into a regenerative state that supports all life. So they've written a book together called All We Can Save, and we're going to be studying it as a book study for 6 weeks. If you would like to be a part of it, you can contact our local bookstore, Village Books, and let them know that you would like to receive one of the books, and they'll give you a 15% discount on that. And then sign up for sure here at the office by email, and we'll get you on the book list so that you can receive some information before our book study starts. That'll be happening on March 31st for 6 weeks. We also have a number of other things that you may want to be involved in, including morning prayers at 7, evening gratitudes at 8:45 every night. These two happen Monday through Friday, and a Wednesday night guided meditation. These are all offered by my incredible practitioners, and I hope you'll consider taking advantage of those. If you missed the beginning of Infinite Possibilities with practitioner and Rabbi Kalish Leviel, she's sitting right here. Can they join? Yeah, we'd love you to join. It's on Saturdays from 11 to 12:30, and you can contact the office for more information about that. Right now, I'm going to turn you back over to Amber Darlin to take us out on a wonderful song. Thank you for being with us and for your donations to our center. It makes all the difference. Blessings.
Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain. I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, I won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing you down, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time. No doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top, one step at a time, 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 one step at a time. You all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everybody.